Hello and welcome back to my workbench. We're going to be winding a P90 and I just have all the parts here ready to go, but I thought I'd show them to you first. What you're going to need to get outside of a kit, this came from Mojotone, and what you need to purchase aside from the kit is a pickup cover, your coil wire. This one happens to be 42 gauge heavy form wire from an eBay seller, Bay Wire out of Florida, and you'll need some tape, coil tape, if you don't plan on potting it. This is adhesive crepe paper I got from an art supply, and it's 1/2 inch. I'll need to trim that down. What you do get is the bobbin. You get your base plate, your A5 bar magnets, they're magnetized as well, your locator bar for the screw-in pickup screws. There's your mounting screws for the base plate to the bobbin, and your pickup mounting screws there. And you also get two different types of hookup wire. This is humbucker 4 core or 4 lead, and this is the braided ground with the single lead. And what I'm going to be doing is I'll be taking the black, I just made a couple of little intermediate hookup wires. These will be soldered to the coil wire, and then from there it'll be soldered to the hookup wire. Ground will go to the base plate, and then we'll hook up the hot to the white, and you'll see how I do that later. That's the kit. That's what you'll need to get if you ever plan on doing it, and we're gonna get going. Alright, as you can see, I've soldered my wire to the black coil lead. That's the start of my coil, and you can just sort of see it there at the edge of the hole where the coil lead. And I'm just gonna tape this out of the way because I don't want to have any obstruction inside the bobbin where it could catch my wire and then snap it as it's winding. That wire is so small, hairline. And off to the coil here. So I'm just going to get that all set, make sure we're all good to go, make sure my limits are where they need to be, slightly in from the inside of the bobbins, and then I should be fine. And we'll get that going. Okay, so far so good. I'm at 1,000 wraps right now. It's laying on quite nicely, and we have good lighting so I can see just what I'm doing. Too tight and we'll warp the bobbin, so I'm being cautious not to be too overly tight with that. I don't want it too loose or you're going to have problems with microphonics, because this won't be a wax potted pickup, it'll just have the tape, so I have to find a good balance between too tight, because what will happen is it'll stretch the copper wire and you'll actually start to increase your resistance, because you're going to be needing to add more wraps to get to your point of DC resistance, if that's how you're measuring. Aside from that, there we are, 1,000. We're going to go to a good 9,000 to 10, somewhere in there, and we'll just continue on. Okay, we're at 5,600 winds, and I'm not even tired yet. I'm sitting down to do this, and the coil is shaping up quite nicely. As I work the wire through, I can feel it and I can tell just how much tension. I'm working directly through my fingers. I don't have a glove on or have anything in between. My RPM is not that high. I don't want it to be thrown on so fast that it doesn't lay nicely. I want to have control over that, so my RPM is a little slower. And I'm just going to stop here and zoom back a little bit, and you can see the coil a little bit better. Where are we here? So it's coming along nicely, and we're at almost 6,000 winds. I'm going to keep going here. The wire is pretty strong, but it will break with too much tension, obviously, and what you don't want is to stretch the wire, because then your resistance is going to change, will be increased because of the stretching. And because I'm doing this by hand, I'm not machine operated or CNC. This is a totally organic approach to winding a pickup. It's very gratifying once it's done. You get to hear it, and I imagine that Kai, once he gets the guitar, can look back at these videos and go, "Hey man, that's my pickup being made right there." How cool is that? It'd be really neat to do this at a guitar show, having a booth with your guitars and then winding a pickup or something like that, and then handing them off to somebody when they're done. That'd be kind of neat too. So I'm going for old school resistance. Winds maybe in the high 9s. I don't know if I'm going to hit 10,000. When I get to around 9,000, I'm just going to check my resistance, get an idea of where I'm at, and then I'll know if I need to throw on some more or not. In the meantime, I'm going to shut the camera off so I can stop talking and concentrate on what I'm doing, and we will be back with the finished product. Okay, here she is. A finished wound pup. I still need to add the exit hookup wire, but for right now she's sitting pretty. 9600 wind, 7.5 DC resistance. Slight, ever so slight flaring, but that's not a problem. The shape is nice. I'm happy with that. And from here we'll do the hookup wires and we'll start assembling it. Alright, we're just going to take a second, do a bit of a review. As you know, I've just finished winding. I have since soldered the connector leads to the main hookup wire, and I've taped off the bobbin. I just took my 1.5 inch adhesive crepe paper and just slice it down the center. And I just have one screw started. I'm going to be throwing them all in. They're going to be extending about a good 1/8 inch pass. That way I can set my keeper bar in there with the magnets, and then we'll continue assembling. This is the keeper bar here. This will go directly underneath the bobbin, and the base plate will kind of close everything all in and hold it all together. Alright, I have installed the pickup screws, and the keeper plate is in there. You can see it in between the bobbin and the base plate. There's your base plate. And we have the two Alnico A5s magnetized bars to be put in. They will be facing each other south in and north out, as they'll be opposing each other, but there'll be the keeper bar in between them, creating a unique magnetic field for this pickup, which probably helps in determining the type of tone you get with it. A little more work than doing a single coil for the Telecasters or Stratocasters. The P90, more parts to it, but trade-off is you get a different tone and hopefully a really nice unique sound. So I'm going to go ahead and install the bar magnets and the two mounting screws for the base plate that holds it all together, and then all that's left is the pickup cover and screwing that in place. Alright, next time you see this we will have a finished pup. And here, my friends, is the finished P90. On the back we have the specs for future reference. 9600 wind, 7.6 DC resistance, counterclockwise wound, shell tone P90s. We have our ground, our leads are all done. I've been keeping an eye on my connections to make sure I wasn't having any problems. One of the I had to repair one lead. It snapped off the coil, but I got that fixed. Everything's good and secure. So we're ready to use it once the body's all done and everything's starting to be put together, which will happen in the next 2 weeks. There you go. I think she shall sound wonderful. There you go. Hopefully that was informative for you and you had a good time watching that. And maybe next time we'll do some single coils for S-Class or T-Class. We'll see. Bye for now.